Henry Cejudo, the fart box endurer himself, just got the victory against Merab Dvalishvili at RAF, Real American Freestyle. It's a decent promotion. It's doing decently well these days. You know, they're paying these guys a lot of money, and I don't know who's actually paying to watch this, live on Fox, but it is a decent promotion. Merab got outpointed. He got outmatched by Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo is an Olympic gold medalist. Come on. This guy is on another level if you put him directly in there. If it's just wrestling, of course he's going to dominate. Of course he's going to do well. That's the name of the game. That's his bread and butter. It's like putting Merab in there against, an elite boxer in a complete shutout boxing match. Merab's obviously going to lose, but it was a lot closer than people are giving it credit for. And, we see RAF guys who are elite at wrestling and wrestling only and come from that wrestling background doing extremely well because it is a wrestling rule set, right? Colby Covington beat Arman Tsarukyan. If we're talking about an actual fight, an actual MMA fight, these guys are not going to stand a chance. But when it's real wrestling and it's just wrestling, these guys do exceptionally well because that's the skill set, that's the rule set that they've been brought up in. And so we saw Henry Cejudo getting the victory. He's champ over there now. Very impressive dub from him. We'll see what's next. He's on a Misfits boxing card. This guy's doing side quest after side quest. UFC fighters cannot stay retired. That's like the name of the game. They can't stay retired for long. And he's out here wrestling, and then he's going to go ahead and box Dean the Great. I think he's going to lose the boxing match, but I think it was an impressive victory. And I think he should just stick to RAF, if he wants to make some extra money, alongside the podcast, alongside whatever he made as a champion, and hopefully whatever's sitting in an investment bank account somewhere in Mexico. If he wants to make some extra money, some extra dough, stick to RAF because that's his bread and butter. He doesn't have to take any more brain damage and he can do exceptionally well. He just beat Merab Dvalishvili, a prime Merab in wrestling. Merab's a cardio machine. His UFC wrestling, his MMA wrestling is incredibly impressive, but in a purely wrestling rule set, he came unstuck. Cejudo got the W, very impressive, and RAF is doing big things. Like and subscribe. I'll see you boys in the next one. Big fan, big fan of RAF. I like what they're doing. Brings more attention, more eyeballs to combat sports. And that's what we need. More eyes, more attention, more views, more clicks, because wrestling is a combat sport. Jiu-jitsu is a combat sport as much as it gets shit on by MMA fans, by casuals who only like striking. Wrestling is as much a combat sport as kickboxing. It's as much a combat sport as Muay Thai. It might not be as insanely violent, but it is incredibly difficult and requires an extremely high level of fitness. And Cejudo doing this at 40 years old is incredibly impressive. So yeah, big W from him. Like and subscribe. I'll see you boys in the next one.